Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to the Smack Raw podcast.
Welcome everyone to the Smack Raw podcast SmackDown recap episode. Do not
NXT edition, baby.
Do not change your channels. Do not double check your audio download. Yes, it is the voices of NXT, SES Vince, J Thunder 2009. We are your hosts for SmackDown. We're here to pick up the slacks, man. You know, with everything that's going on, the rest of the team, they need some breaks. They're dealing with their own stuff, so it's up for NXT to come through, just like that one.
Pick up the slack, baby. Let's go.
Just like that one time, the SmackDown roster was stuck on Saudi Arabia, and NXT had to invade to make SmackDown good. That's exactly what we're gonna do here tonight. Obviously, you can find us on YouTube.com/SmackRaw Podcast. You can check us out via the audio realms using our Linktree /SmackRaw Pod. Check us out on Twitter at SmackRawPod, at SES Vince for myself. You can find J Thunder 2009, who yesterday celebrated his 29th birthday. Happy belated birthday to you, my good friend. How you doing?
Thank you so much. I am so happy to be here. You know what? I didn't think I was going to be broadcasting, around my birthday time. But you know what? I'm actually happy. I'm glad that I get to spend some of that with you, man. I appreciate it. You are a Gemini twin yourself. So yeah. Vince also celebrated a birthday last week. So
it was almost 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, almost 2 weeks ago. But either way, it felt like a week ago, man.
Yeah, man. But we're getting
before we get into everything, I just want to let everybody that's listening right now know that I apologize for the noises that you guys are gonna hear. You guys are gonna hear a lot of fireworks. Because I live in Chicago. I live in the city, so everybody is just like all over the place because it's summertime and everybody gets to go out. We're going through the phase 3 of the coronavirus, so everybody's like out trying to enjoy themselves. Try to be free. So please bear with me, Vince, bear with me. Like, you guys are going to hear the fireworks all over the goddamn place. But, you know what? We're going to get this show on the road, man. No,
for sure. I mean, dude, you're not the only one. I live in the Chicago area, too, of course. And I have freaking fireworks going off outside my house. I don't know if my mic can pick it up. So if it does, we apologize. I promise you, we are not banging on walls or anything. That's just fireworks going out.
Clearly, we're not. As you can hear.
What you should do, though, is check us out on WrestlingNewsWorld.com. We are their exclusive wrestling recap podcast. They also have amazing, great articles. They have predictions for pay-per-views. They have results for shows. They have live reactions, so you can go ahead and interact with the folks over there. Check out WrestlingNewsWorld.com. Amazing work over there. But with that being said, we'll start off the show. And I just gotta say it up front. I really couldn't enjoy the opening segments and the opening match, given everything that's been going on. We're not going to go and dive into all the details of everything that's been happening because that's not our story to tell. We sympathize to anyone that has been a victim, and we applaud and support anyone that's been brave enough to go out there and tell their story and just get their justice. But that's all we're going to say. We started off with AJ Styles IC title celebration with Renee Young in the ring and the SmackDown roster surrounding them like lumberjacks. And the gist of the whole thing is just like AJ Styles is really high on himself. He's feeling himself right now. He feels good. He's the IC champion. Renee Young is gonna coronate him and put the title around his waist, but then AJ Styles stops her, saying, no, you're not qualified to give me the title. Daniel Bryan is qualified enough to give me the title. So then he kind of goads Daniel Bryan into coming in and trying to put the title on him, which, to Bryan's credit, he complied. He went along with it. He doesn't have a pride or an ego like that. And from there, he tries to like really agitate AJ Styles and convince him into being the fighting champion that he wanted to be, and give opportunities to the likes of Drew Gulak, to a Big E, to I don't know who else he mentioned, maybe a Chad Gable or something, and saying that, you know, be a fighting champion, defend that title. And AJ is just basically reiterating what he said a couple weeks ago, saying that he's not looking to give out handouts. If you want a championship opportunity, you have to earn the right to be the number one contender. He's just not going to give away free matches to anyone. Daniel Bryan's like, oh, well, you're talking about earning. Well, Drew Gulak, I feel like he's earned an opportunity to be number one contender, given that he pinned you 2 weeks ago. Or was it last week that he pinned him? I'm not sure. I'm mixing up the weeks and days here. It's kind of hard with Corona and everything going on. You lose track of the days. But
who are you telling, man? Who are you telling?
Regardless, though, AJ Styles like, no, I'm not facing Drew Gulak. He doesn't deserve an opportunity. You hear Matt Riddle's theme song hit, and he makes his way down to the ring. And this is when I'm like, I can't enjoy this. And it sucks because
knowing what you know about the situation, it's kind of hard to enjoy. I mean, I can't really say the same for myself, knowing my history.
Yeah, you're not a Matt Riddle.
I've never been the biggest fan, so it's kind of like, you know. I feel like at this point he should have still stayed at NXT. But I will say this: I understand why they moved him up.
Yeah,
I understand that, because the roster. If you guys aren't watching, go check out NXT. You guys go check out NXT. All right?
Definitely check out.
But the roster is getting big. If you haven't seen Dexter Lumis,
beautiful stuff, man.
But either way, I understand.
So I mean, it was cool to finally see him be on the roster, but given everything that's happened, I just couldn't enjoy it. It ruined the opening segment for me with everything that's going on. So it happened. He calls out AJ and saying that, oh, you're the face that runs the place, where I'm the bro that runs the show now. And Styles like, oh, what, you want an opportunity now too, right? I don't give out handouts. And it leads into a brawl, and they start fighting. AJ sells for Matt Riddle pretty well. He spills to the outside. He gets heated. He's like, you know what? Get a ref out here. We're going to make a match. We come back from the commercial. We get an impromptu match between Matt Riddle and AJ Styles. Solid way. It was
a pretty decent match.
It was all right. And again, like with everything that happened, I just couldn't enjoy the match. I just couldn't. I was enjoying more the rest of the superstars who stayed to like chill around the ring, almost like a lumberjack match. It wasn't a lumberjack match, but it basically was one, because you had like 20 guys around the ring, and one of them was like Otis in the background just dancing as he saw AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan.
I was gonna say it. Damn it. You said it already though.
Yeah, I love that bit where Otis is just like, basically he's out here just like dancing and celebrating while Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles on the outside are bickering.
Shout out to the Usos though.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Usos.
No, I think it was only Jay or Jimmy. One of them was still injured.
Either way, I will say this: SmackDown has kind of, watching SmackDown tonight has kind of like got my view out of all the people that I don't see, you know, on NXT clearly, because I'm only in it for NXT,
right?
But it made me miss the Usos. It made me miss Heavy Machinery. Right. It made me like, you know what? It made me like want to know more about Drew Gulak. Like, it was dope.
Right, for sure. I mean, well, let's go back to the match real quick. And like you were saying, it was a solid match. It was good. Out of context, in an alternate universe, this would have been a fantastic thing to see, and I would have like marked out big. And like the ending sequence of the match, you saw, like I mentioned earlier, AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, they're arguing on the outside. The lumberjacks, quote unquote lumberjacks, had to go and separate the two wrestlers. AJ Styles is like on the apron, almost like, yeah, whatever, I'm too good for you, I'm gonna go back to my match. He starts to do a springboard like he's about to launch himself. Matt Riddle catches him, hits the bro Derek, gets the 1-2-3, pins the current IC champion. Solid way to be debuted. It like you can't ask for a better way to debut if you're a wrestler coming up from NXT. Also, too, there was an interaction with him and Baron Corbin on the outside where they shoved each other, where they teased like a first feud between him and Riddle, because I don't think he's going to go for the title right away. And given everything that's happening, he shouldn't go for the title right away. Please don't do that. And maybe he's going to work with Corbin for a little bit and then slowly move his way up to the IC title scene.
We'll see. You know, I don't think he's ready.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think so too. So next up we had a Jeff Hardy interview. I'm gonna be honest. Again, I wasn't paying attention to the interview. Like at this point, I'm just kind of like about Jeff Hardy. I like him. I appreciate him. I'm glad that he's healthy and he's here. But it's like, dog, I don't care about you right now. Give me something different. I actually like to see him bring out his Willow character from Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, but here's the problem though. I don't think that's gonna be a thing.
No, it's not. It's not.
That's something that's a pretty much a TNA thing.
Yeah, and you saw WWE didn't even let Matt Hardy do broken Matt properly.
I was saying the only reason why they did the broken Matt Hardy was because of the fact that it made money.
Yeah,
like,
and they only did it for like a month or two, right? Mm-hmm. Correctly, and then they just fucked it up.
They just kind of said, "Fuck it."
Yeah. So then we have the second match of the night: Shorty G taking on Mojo Rawley. Before the match, Chad Gable. I'm sorry, I can't call him Shorty G anymore. Chad Gable.
Well, when you like before we even started recording, when you called him Shorty G, I was like, oh, so you mean Chad Gable?
Yeah. So
I can't do that.
Yeah, it's hard to do that. I can't call a grown ass man Shorty G. I still can't do it. I'm sorry. I know it's been months. I can't get over it. Before the match, Gable was being interviewed, like in gorilla position, and Mojo Rawley tries to sneak up behind him, and Chad Gable says something to the extent of like you have to like have eyes in the back of your head or like watch out or something, and he like sucker punches Mojo Rawley
because Mojo was making fun of him behind his back, talking about how short he was, and like he thought that Chad Gable wasn't paying attention to him, and it just so happened that he knew that he was behind him, so then he just popped him real good.
That was a very Batman-esque type of punch, like those old, like when you were watching the Batman animated series and then some creep, some burglar would try to sneak up on him, he just go psh, just back fist him. Yeah, it felt like that. So the match wasn't anything too special. Like, I'm sorry, I can't even get invested in Mojo Rawley. This is a random ass heel turn, and the only
or like Adam Pacini says on Cultaholic, Mojo Rawley.
I can't with Mojo. I'm sorry, I can't deal with Mojo. But Chad Gable got the win here, so hopefully this means this is the start of a decent run for him. Maybe he's one of the guys that challenges for AJ Styles for the IC title down the line. I'd like to see that match.
Next match.
Next segment, however, we have Miz TV segment featuring Mandy Rose. Miz and Morrison, they come out. To start off the segment, they start to complain and make excuses about their loss to Braun Strowman at Backlash, alluding to the fact that they went in thinking that they were going to be WWE champion, co-universal champions, but then before the match started, they switched up the rules and claimed that whoever got the pinfall would be sole champion, and that just like messed them up, and that's the only reason they lost, claiming that in NHL, in the Olympics, in the NFL, and in the NBA, you don't do that before a big game. Just change the rules. They call out Mandy Rose. Nothing really of substance is said here. It's just more or less just Miz just again mocking Mandy Rose for like being with Otis, and it's just like at this point it's like, can you guys just cut it out? Like if you're gonna pair up Otis and Mandy, fine, but don't every week be like, really, Mandy, you're going out with that guy? Like, I don't want to keep hearing it. Miz surprises Mandy with the appearance of Sonya Deville that's introduced and invited over to Miz TV, and again, more of the same thing between these two. Sonya Deville's like, why are you so jealous? Like, you try to ruin my friendship, my relationship with Otis, and you try to ruin my career. And then Sonya's blaming her, saying like, why don't I get the opportunities that you get? It's not fair just because you look like a Barbie doll and I don't. I beat you in every single other facet where it matters, and it's not fair. They start to brawl. They get into it. For a good minute there, it looked like Sonya Deville was legit beating the shit out of Mandy Rose. They try to like even it out, and that's it. They go and separate, and they go on their separate ways. Before Mandy Rose leaves, she does slap Miz in the face, and that's how you end the Miz TV segment.
You notice how like when at the end of that, Miz was kind of like he got the hearing slap.
Say what? Oh, sorry, Jay. I think I lost your audio. In the meantime, while we try to get Jay back on his audio, let's talk about Belts by Dan, the sponsor of the podcast. Belts by Dan is a custom championship belt manufacturing, repair, restoration, and resale company started by the owner of BeltTalk.com. Belts by Dan offers custom championship title belts identical to the quality of those used on television by major boxing, MMA, and pro wrestling companies, and our very own Jay Thunder as our PWX Tag Team Champion. I love that you've gotten into like the rhythm of like bringing out the title whenever I'm doing the Belts by Dan plug. Anyway, Belts by Dan also offers accessories for owners of existing belts, just like our own Jay Thunder here, as well as resale of already completed belts targeted at high-end collectors. So if you ever need your belt touched up, or if you want to check out a great quality championship belt, check out Belts by Dan and let them know that Smack Raw Podcast sent you. Speaking of champions, the Golden Role Models, aka Boston Hot Connection, aka Bayley and Sasha Banks, they make their way down to the ringside, sit down for commentary. We go to commercial. It is revealed we got a New Day versus Lucha House Party while we have Bayley and Sasha on commentary. I am so grateful for this. At this point is when I started to really get invested in SmackDown, and I was really enjoying myself again. And I
think that's when all of us decided that we were going to get involved in the match. Personally, I was just excited to see the New Day because I haven't seen them in like forever, because I've been watching so much NXT. So seeing the New Day on SmackDown was just a breath of fresh air for me.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to Xavier Woods, who's still on the reserve list for the injury.
Right.
But it was good to see Kofi and Big E, do their thing. Lucha House Party, they're still fucking rocking it. Shout out to Kalisto. He's also on the reserve as well.
I don't think he's on the reserve. I think they just
he was. He got injured. He got injured.
Was it in that Fatal 4-Way match?
If I'm not mistaken, it was in the Fatal 4-Way match.
Okay.
And that's why you haven't seen him on TV.
Oh, okay. That makes a little bit more sense.
But yeah, shout out to those two. Fun fact, Kalisto is actually one of the was trained by my trainer. So that was pretty cool.
Okay. That's cool.
That's pretty cool.
So there's like awesome. A connection there. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So I kind of don't dig this match. The only part about it is that like I was 50-50 with Bayley and Sasha.
Right.
Even though I love Bayley and Sasha, I love this. It like I felt like they were just pushing it a little too much. Like,
but you know what? Here's the thing. You're like a big Bayley fan, right?
Yes.
And you appreciate Sasha, right?
Yes.
Regardless of if they're heel or faces, you appreciate
both. No. I appreciate them both, whether or not they're heel or face.
So the fact that they actually were able to bug you, annoy you, and piss you off lets you know that they're getting better, and they're almost perfecting this heel role that they're in. Because now not only are they annoying, cocky, arrogant, but they have the championship and the win-loss record to prove how good they are. So it's gotten to a point like, look, I'm good, and here's the proof. It's not one of the situations where someone's talking shit and hypes themselves up, and they don't have the proof. They're over here taking losses, but they still think they're the shit. It's tough. Yeah. It's annoying. It's similar to a Triple H back in the early 2000s with Evolution, because he would talk all this trash. You hate Triple H, but then he wins. He claims he's like the best in the business today, but he's the champion. But he's like the champion. He's like the best thing going on Raw. It's similar to that, and I really like that, man. And I've noticed, whether it's in interviews or tweets or just like videos you see of Bayley and Sasha, they're big historians. They actually go back and do their research and study old school heels or baby faces. Bayley actually said she used to study old heel WCW Eddie Guerrero to try to get like a feel of like being how she should be as she walks down to the ring, because Eddie back in the day just looked miserable walking down to the ring for his matches, and Bayley initially started to adopt that, and then now they've gone to more of an annoying like annoying heel route. I loved it. Boston
Golden, more like Chris Jericho.
Yeah, similar to Chris Jericho. They both appreciate Jericho, so I'm pretty sure they looked into some Jericho and just like did some research and some homework. But anyway,
man, 1,000 holds.
Anyway, man, Golden Road Models plus New Day plus Lucha House Party was exactly what I needed to get my spirits back up. And this was a really, really good match. Lucha House Party looked great. That was an amazing showing. I just kind of wish they wouldn't use them as just, these are the guys that have really good matches. And I would hope that they start building them up and actually let them do something, let them actually have a feud. Because if you saw a month or so back when Lindsay Dorado, he got on the mic and he actually cut a decent English promo, they just weren't given too much time. I have full confidence that these guys can be a legit act. But they're just not given that option. They're just like, hey, we need some guys to put on a really good match with somebody. Here, throw on these guys. Throw on Lucha House Party. But anyway, going back to the match, really, really good match. Go ahead and check it out. I loved it. Probably the best match of the night, to be honest. And
but unfortunately, after that wonderful New Day win, which
with the Midnight Hour,
with the Midnight Hour, we had an unfortunate event with Cesaro.
Was
it
Nakamura. Unfortunate though? Was it unfortunate?
I guess it's just I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing Cesaro in these
tag teams.
Mm-hmm. So me seeing him in tag teams is like, the only time that it was ever good was the bar. That was the only time.
I don't know, man. I liked them with I like the Real Americans, and I liked them with Tyson Kidd. I
didn't like the Real Americans though. Like I wasn't really a big fan.
True.
Like
maybe I just like the theme song.
But Tyson, with Tyson Kidd, that was a good thing. I'm so upset that Tyson Kidd got injured.
Fact.
I am so upset.
Yeah, exactly, man. Going back to this thing, it does look like they're just gonna pair up Nakamura and Cesaro and be a tag team there. We haven't seen Forgotten Sons since Jackson Riker's controversial tweet about Donald Trump and him coming out.
Oh my God! So I wasn't the only one that caught that.
Yes, dude, I always got that vibe from them.
Oh my God!
So they haven't been on TV. Jackson Riker kind of like ruined it for the rest of the Forgotten Sons. They are officially forgotten now. They're living the gimmick now. They're living the gimmick. Like you were mentioning, post-match, Nakamura and Cesaro attack New Day, targeting the tag team champions, targeting the tag team titles because they want them now. They're making it obvious this is their goal. They brought back a little bit of that Tyson Kidd Cesaro tag team move because Cesaro did the swing and then Nakamura hits I think it was Kofi with a strike. So that was really good. That was cool. They looked
like
vicious.
I like that move. It's dope. Yeah. I like how Cesaro was kind of like yelling at Michael Cole like he was a GM.
Yes.
Like I was like, why are you yelling at Michael Cole? Like,
dude, apparently everybody loves to yell at Michael Cole. Everyone likes to fuck with him. Bayley, Sasha, Sheamus, Cesaro, Nakamura, everybody.
Like, don't get me wrong. I know that Michael Cole's old, and everyone doesn't like his commentary. But like that man is a icon on the mic. He is an icon on in commentary. I mean, he's no JR or Jerry the King Lawler.
Right.
But
I would say he's better than Jerry. I think you give him a couple of years, and once it's all said and done, he might be up there on that JR role. But you were mentioning Cesaro yelling at Michael Cole. He was yelling at him. It was like, do you see this? We're sick and tired of being like disrespected. We won last week, and and we don't have a match against tag team champions. We don't have a match at all.
Like, I would have been like Michael Cole. I would have been like, what do you want me to do? Like,
for all we know, he might be the actual GM. He might be running things behind the scenes. We don't know. So
if Michael Cole runs his GM, oh my god, that'd be amazing. He'd be the best face GM in the world, bro. I love Michael Cole. He's awesome.
I like Michael Cole too. He gets a lot of flack, but I like Michael Cole. I appreciate him. But what was funny throughout this whole thing, Sasha and Bayley are still in commentary, and then they're just like egging them on. They're like, "Oh, Michael, how dare you?
Michael, why would you do that?
Don't talk over him. Do not talk over him." I fucking love them. They're fucking
like
amazing.
I was like, you bitches are such instigators, bro.
Yeah, they are. And you know what? Throughout the match, on commentary, Michael Cole was trying to like get out of Bayley, like, "Hey, who's next for your title?" It's like, "Oh, what do you mean who's next? I've beaten everyone there is to beat. There's
except
no one."
Sasha.
We're not supposed to know that yet. So that actually sets up the following segment, which was Alexa Bliss, Tamina, Lacey Evans, Dana Brooke, and Naomi sitting on the apron on the ring that looks like in a training facility of some sorts, and they're all talking about Bayley, how she disrespected all of them, and how they're all basically trying to lobby for each other, like each of them to be the number one contender. Lacey thinks that she should be the number one contender. Alexa thinks she should be. Dana thinks she should be. They all think they should be. And towards the end of it, once they're all bickering with each other, Alexa's like, "Wait, hold up. Where did Nikki go?" And then we cut.
She was never there. I didn't even see Nikki the whole time.
So okay. So I wasn't going crazy. I was trying to rack my brain. So I'm like, wait, was Nikki there? It was only
the thing about it is it was only Tamina. It was only Dana Brooke. It was only Naomi. Alexa.
So it was the five, Lacey
and Lacey.
So it was just the five that were there, right? There was no Nikki Cross.
I didn't see Nikki Cross anywhere.
Okay, gotcha. So that led me to believe, okay, so Nikki Cross is probably going to go after Bayley if she's not there. Initially, I just thought I just missed Nikki Cross and she just snuck off out of frame, but apparently she was never there.
Shout out to Dana Brooke for looking fine as usual. Just saying.
Hell yeah. So then we go to commercial. We come back with a Sheamus interview, and he says he's gonna have a toast to Jeff Hardy next week. Honestly, man, I'm not feeling this feud. I don't. Really
I'm kind of like just by watching it, I'm not feeling it. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of just like,
yeah,
come on, bro.
Let's keep it going. Keep it going. Let's do something else.
I guess I'm waiting for that last title run for Jeff. That's all I'm really waiting for.
I don't know if he's ever gonna get it, but we'll see.
But even not even, I don't even have to have a main title run. It just needs to be a title run in general. He can have a run with the IC title, or the United States title. I don't care. It just needs to be a title, like one final hurrah for him, because he needs to retire. Seriously.
Yeah. He needs to chill and just enjoy retirement.
Yes.
Bayley and Sasha, they were chilling still at ringside, hanging out with Michael Cole and Corey Graves. It looks like they were about to get up and leave when Nikki Cross comes from behind and just pulls the chair down on Bayley, makes her fall back. She attacks Sasha, tosses her on the announce table. She starts going to work on both of them. She's going crazy psycho. This was OG NXT Nikki Cross, just going all over the place, causing chaos.
Psychotic Nikki Cross.
And this is the Nikki Cross I fucking love. This is the one I've been wanting to see. And
that's the one I fell in love with anyway. So.
Yeah, and we haven't seen this Nikki Cross since she aligned herself with Alexa. The more she hanged out with Alexa, the more her character changed. And I will give them this. A couple weeks ago on commentary, or not commentary, or maybe it was a promo, Alexa and Nikki Cross, they were together, and Nikki was alluding to the fact that the reason why she's able to be so calm and act the way she is because of Alexa Bliss. So if she's not around, maybe that means she goes back to her psychotic chaos sanity ways. So I kind of hope that's a thing where it's like a Mick Foley thing where they go back and forth between alter egos. So Nikki Cross is going crazy on the current tag team champions. Alexa Bliss comes out trying to make the save, even the odds, make sure Nikki Cross doesn't get jumped or beat up. Nikki is hot. She's in the ring. She's hyped. She yells at Sasha. I'm like, come on, Sasha. I want a match with you. Sasha doesn't say nothing. Bayley, once again, accepting matches for Sasha Banks. And they make the match official. They go to commercial. We come back. We get Sasha Banks versus Nikki Cross. And this is all set up because of Bayley. And these
wait a minute. Do I smell a feud brewing? Do I smell a feud? I smell a feud brewing.
Yeah,
brewing.
Yeah. It's coming, man. Slow burn.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's a slow burn. What you thought of the match?
I know you'll like it though. I know for you because I know you're a big Sasha Banks fan. Like, I know you'll love it. Me personally, I actually liked the match. Like it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember who won.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, we'll talk about it.
I don't remember who won, but all I remember is that the match, like it was perfect for a main event.
Technically, this was the main event. This is the main event match. Yes, we had the Firefly Funhouse segment, which we're going to talk about in a sec. But
that thing there, but we're talking about this match.
This is a good match, dude. And Nikki Cross throughout it wrestled and acted like the old Nikki Cross, and it complemented well with Sasha Banks because she's trying to outmaneuver Nikki Cross, trying to out-strategize her, similar to like a heel Bret Hart. I love this. This is really good. Sasha Banks does end up getting the win here with the Meteora, so Nikki Cross is just like sitting up. Sasha comes in, hits the Meteora, gets into the like a pinning combination, gets the 1, 2, 3. Sasha and Bayley roll out of there. They escape. They're celebrating at the top of the ramp. And this is when they get the most annoying because they're out here just winning, celebrating, and being obnoxious. It's one thing if they're being obnoxious, but they're not winning. But the fact that they're being obnoxious and they still win, that's kind of like when you're like playing like this dude online and you're like, man, screw you, man, you suck. I'm like, no, you suck. He's talking all this shit. And then he beats you, and you're like, just have to eat it. That sucks for Nikki Cross. That sucks for the women's roster. I'm intrigued to see where this goes.
It makes matters worse because it's like putting salt on the wounds.
Definitely, for sure. And I kind of hope that they start to slowly build up Nikki Cross, and she's the one that gets the title shot against Bayley at Extreme Rules, and like just throwing in these placeholder championship contenders until they actually are gonna go into the Sasha Banks match. Because right now, like Bayley's not wrong. She's gone through everyone: Tamina, Dana, Naomi, Lacey, Alexa. Give me Nikki Cross. I haven't seen Carmella too. She's actually gone through Carmella too. What?
Bayley, but you still haven't beat Sasha. You haven't beat Sasha yet.
That's for later.
Sasha. Oh, bless me.
That's for later, man. That's for later. But talking about later, next week we got only 2 things confirmed so far. Like we mentioned earlier, the toast of Jeff Hardy, hosted by Sheamus. I'm not looking forward to that segment whatsoever. But
we're looking forward to the Intercontinental Championship match.
Yes,
between Drew Gulak and AJ Styles.
Yes. So that should be really, really good. Hopefully that's the main event. Drew Gulak, as we've seen, can go in the ring. AJ Styles, he is phenomenal.
We don't call him Drew Gulak. We call him Drew Goo. Drew Goo. Yeah.
For sure. So that should be pretty cool. I'd like to see the Intercontinental Championship being defended a little bit more. And
he's gonna kill him. He's gonna kill him.
I don't know if he'll kill him. It'll be even. It'll be pretty balanced. So finally, we have the main event segments. Bray Wyatt's Firefly Funhouse, and we come on there, and he's talking to the the Funhouse puppets, and they address and talk about the loss of Braun Strowman. Before Bray Wyatt can really get into the meat of what he was gonna cut in his promo, No, did you notice? They added like train sound effects to it this time.
Yeah,
they changed the Titantron to be more train. They added like this. It's been going on for a couple weeks now, but he has the steam. They're really leaning into the Strowman Express thing, and I think it's terrible. I hate it. I hate Braun Strowman. I don't want him as the champion. I'd rather have Jinder Mahal. I love Jinder Mahal. I miss my Maharaja. I'm just gonna say that, man. I'm saying.
What?
I said what I said.
Let me get at least like 1 minute with this. Are you serious?
I said what I said.
Oh my god.
Did I stutter?
Oh my god.
Did I stutter?
You did. Because that shit is trash. He sucks as a wrestler. He can't wrestle. Come on,
Negative.
Bro.
Negatory.
Bro, he's just a muscle head, bro. Like, come on, man. He has no like the only thing that I can give him his character. That character is worth something. But if I had to choose between Braun and I had to choose between gender, I'm gonna pick Braun because of the fact that he's been the one that's actually been doing what he's supposed to be doing. But at the same time, they haven't been giving him shit. They really haven't been giving him shit. And he finally won the title. Now, granted, I didn't like how he won the title, but he won the title, and that's a good thing.
Agree to disagree, but Jinder Mahal is better than Braun Strowman.
Oh, fuck
anyway,
that's bullshit.
He comes out, he gets to the ring, and he's like, Bray, just save it. Don't even say anything. We cut back to Bray, and he's saying that, you know what? I went about this the wrong way. Like, I went about this the wrong way. I shouldn't have, like, went and challenged you the way that I did. And he mentioned something about, we're going to take this where this all began. And yes, Braun, I can indeed bring back the dead. We get the OG Wyatt family like cut intro thing. We see a video of the OG Wyatt family hanging out in the Wyatt family compound.
And just so you know, guys, Braun Strowman was in that package.
Yeah, he was. He was with Eric Rowan, but there was no Luke Harper, given that he's over there in AEW. Yeah, so it was pretty specific. They used the footage where Luke Harper wasn't included because they didn't want to highlight.
But I feel like that wasn't the case. I feel like they redid it.
No, they didn't, because there was a time there where Luke Harper was injured and it was just Bray. Eric Rowan, and
but it
Braun.
felt like it was re-recorded because I saw the thing about it is when I saw Bray, he didn't look like he had his new hair, his old hairstyle. He looked like he had his new shaved dreads. That's why I was kind of curious.
He had that back in the. We'll have to go back.
No, he didn't have when Bray was Bray. The Eater of Worlds.
Yeah.
When he had that, when he was that character,
yeah,
he had a full set of dreads.
Gotcha.
Whereas now he doesn't have a full set of dreads. He's got that shave thing going on, like Kofi.
Well, he just ties it up though.
Yeah, now he ties it up, but before he actually had a full head of dreads.
Well,
now he doesn't.
Well, we should go back and check it out just to be sure. But the big thing about it. They after they showed the little video of like Bray, Braun, and Eric Rowan, the old Wyatt family members, R.I.P. Luke Harper, never to be spoken of again. They do the cut again, and you see Bray, current Bray, reincarnated as the Eater of Worlds, as the new face of fear. He is finally fucking back to that gimmick, and he's like, Braun, you know where to find me. Just follow the buzzards. He busts out the lantern again. He's like, run. Blows it out.
Cliffhanger.
He cut his like usual like OG like what's the word I'm looking for? Cryptic type promo. It was good. And when they cut back to Braun, he almost had a face like joy in his face, like, okay, this is interesting. I'd like to see where this is going, because he's no longer being the goofy like Funhouse Bray. I'm glad that they're not just throwing the Fiend out there, because this probably means that there might be like a step 3 where the Fiend finally comes out and gets the title from him. So maybe that's what this is. I hope that this leads to like a cinematic like Wyatt family compound type match, similar to the Boneyard match and similar to the Ultimate Deletion that he did with Matt Hardy, without the goofiness stuff, but a more serious approach. I'd like to see a cinematic match, and given the landscape of things with the whole pandemic, it'd be a good excuse to just bust out a new cinematic match. And the one thing I can add to this whole thing, this is the one thing that finally got me invested in this feud. Hopefully, like I said, it leads to the cinematic match. I wasn't feeling the Bray and Braun Strowman feud whatsoever, but now this specific Bray Wyatt against this Braun Strowman, I like. It feels like it feels like it was two different Bray Wyatts, you know? Like the current Bray Wyatt has zero history with Braun Strowman, but this Eater of Worlds Bray Wyatt has all the history. And I liked how Bray Wyatt punctuated his whole thing, saying like, "I created you, Braun, and I can destroy you." So I loved it. It was so good.
So more or less, he'll probably win the title.
I hope he does, man. Get the title off of Braun. Fuck that shit.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I think that's a good way to end the show, Jay. Overall, what you thought of SmackDown?
You know what? For watching it for the first time in a while, I thought it was a decent show. It's not better than NXT, but it was a decent show. 110%.
Right.
You know?
If me personally, I would say I would give the second half of SmackDown from like the tag match to the ending a solid A. It was really good. 2 thumbs up. The first hour was a grind and rough to get to. The only good thing was the opening segment and match between Matt Riddle, AJ Styles, and Daniel Bryan. But I could enjoy. Again, it's just one of those things where I just kind of wish this was an alternate universe and we weren't dealing with what we were dealing with. But it's reality and we have to face that. And yeah, that was ruined for me. I couldn't enjoy the opening of it. But what do you guys think? Let us know in the comment section below. Tweet us at SCSVince, at JThunder2009, and of course you can reach out to the show at SmackRawPod. Let us know what you guys thought of the show. Was it hard to enjoy the show given everything that was going on and really try to like forget everything for 2 hours? I know it was hard for me, at least the first hour. Let us know what you guys think. Whoa, we just lost Jason's camera. So I guess that's our cue to like get out of the stream and close off the show. Make sure you give this episode a download. If you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe, like, turn on the bell notification. Again, download this episode if you're watching it, listen to it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you consume your audio podcasts. And quick plug to Matt Ritter from the SmackDown podcast. Check him out tomorrow, right after you check this out. He records the whole thing. He's our stepbrother in podcasting. We love you, Matt. One of these days, we'll bring you on with you, me, and Jay. We'll make the Chicago Windy City Trinity or whatever we want to call it.
And also shout out to our brethren, our Smack Raw people who couldn't be here today.
Yeah.
So shout out to Kyle. You can reach him at the Kai Tai Show. Kevin Crazy, Kevin Crazy 316.
Mm-hmm.
Seb, wrestling with
Wrestling Sports.
Mm-hmm. Wrestling Sports. You can check him out. Special shout out to our boy RN. We definitely send our love and support out for him, and he's going through a tough time, but let him know. Give him a shout out at
Mr. 89.
You gotta help me.
Mr. 89. Yeah. So if you guys know RN, he usually shows up on the SmackDown, but he's also like a core member of the NXT podcast. So go ahead and reach out to him at Mr. 8984. Check out his YouTube channel with his friend Mean Jelly Beans production on YouTube. Check out on Facebook, Mean Jelly Bean Memes. Funny stuff. I cannot plug it enough. Check out our Discord. Check out our Facebook. Just look us up wherever you can using our linktree /SmackRawPod.
Yes.
But yeah, with that being said, this has been the NXT crew taking over SmackDown and making it better for all of y'all. Thank you guys. Stay safe. And we'll catch you guys next week for more SmackDown podcasting. Later, y'all.
Deuces.